Hey there. Start here. So we've got the latest Final Fantasy V exclusive dungeon for Lenna's Silver Crowns this time. So last time it was for Faris's Silver Crowns. This time it's for Lenna. Lenna's Silver Crowns are actually quite nice. She has 2 crowns to upgrade her normal form LB, and then another 2 crowns to upgrade her Brave Shift LB. And her normal form LB gets a nice upgrade. It originally was a 25% fire imperil field that also buffed all allies fire resistance by 50%. Now, if you put 2 crowns in it, it still does the 25% imperil field and 50% fire resistance field, but also adds on top of that a 40% fire amp field for all allies. So very, very nice. It's sort of like a nice combo imperil amp field all in one. Really, really nice. Her Brave Shift LB gets an upgrade in that it does an 88% full break, I believe, and then does a 150% wind imperil, which is quite nice. So I definitely recommend picking up Lenna's crowns, even if you don't have her, because I think, you know, she could be useful in certain situations for those upgrades. So I would definitely try and pick these up if you can. And you know, I'll show you how we get it done with a reasonably budget team, I think. All right, now this one is slightly different from the previous one. So Magissa and Forza, they are humans. They are extremely bulky against mages. They have very high spirit. Now I say that, you know, it's relative to their defense, but if you plan on taking ExDeath into this battle, it will take a little bit longer just because they have much higher spirit than they do defense. And so it will take all 5 turns for me to get through this with the team that I'm using. I'm basically using the exact same team I took into the Faris Crown battle last week, and we're just going to power through it. All right. If you have, you know, a stronger ExDeath or stronger units, or if you just have physical damage units, you know, use physical units in this one because they have much lower defense. So just a heads up on that one. But to show you how we get it done with ExDeath anyways, I'm going to just power on through using the same team, exact same team I used last week, because I'm lazy. I just want to use my bonus team and clear everything. So that's what I'm going to do. I will recommend, if you still want to use ExDeath, I would recommend swapping Faris out for Lenna if you have her, because then you can go Fire Element. Galuf can actually imbue the party with fire, and then Lenna can do that amp field, and you can get 2 crowns just by doing the initial 2 battles, which are easy clears. The first 2 stages are just, you know, you go in and you just wipe it out. Very, very easy. And then you can go ahead and upgrade Lenna's normal LB, so you get the nice fire amp field. So that would be my recommendation, but we're going to go wind anyways. Even though Magissa is has a 50% innate resistance to wind, we're still just going to power through anyways. All right. So same team, pretty much same gears last time. I'll run through it real quickly for you. We've got Gilgamesh with the Obsidian Brazier and a bunch of Genji gear. That's pretty much it. Faris has some gear, but it's all pretty irrelevant. She's not going to do any kind of damage, so you can basically ignore her. Same thing with Bart's, just his STMR, that's all he's got. ExDeath is the one you want to be concerned about, right? So he's got still some fairly budget gear, I think. Jester's Claymore, Magic Circlet, Dark Ring, Golbez's STMR. The only thing is the Magister's Ring there for the Chain Cat boost. All right, he does need that. And that way I can just fill up, you know, everything with MP, and then Oliveira's Vision card. Obviously, if you have better gear, you're going to do, you know, have a much easier time with this. He does have 200% innate human killers, so I just gave him Diabolos to cap that off. Easy peasy. All right. Galuf is still our evade provoke unit. He needs to have at least 150% fire, ice, and light resistance to make sure he takes 0 elemental damage from this fight. Everything is single target, so you don't have to worry about the rest of the party. Galuf is going to provoke everything. And with 150 fire, ice, lightning, resist, he will take 0 damage from the elemental magic attacks. There are some non-elemental attacks that will hit him, but he's bulky enough that he will survive. Most of the physical attacks he's going to evade, and so not a problem there. So just make sure he's full evade, full provoke, 150 fire, ice, light, fire, ice, lightning, sorry. All right. That's pretty much all you need, so let's get in here and see how we power through. All right, so it's pretty much going to look just like the clear last week. It's just going to take a little bit longer. So Bart's will shift, Breeze Breath to imbue. All right, Gilgamesh does the usual Excalibur, Genji Blade, and then another Excalibur. All right, ExDeath is going to Meteor. Someone made a comment in my previous video, you know, talking about the Eroga and how you have to make sure you upgrade the espers, and you know, I fully understand if you haven't gotten around to those espers or you don't have enough materials to upgrade them. Totally get it, totally get it. So I'm actually going to show you another thing you can do. Both Galuf and Faris have graviton cannon chains, all right, and they're both AoE, and so we're actually just going to do triple graviton cannon here. Just to prove that you don't actually need the quad Eroga. And so here's Faris's graviton cannon. They are both AoE attacks. All right, so it's perfect because we're gonna have two enemies on the field, so we will need it to be AoE later. All right, so now we're not using, you know, we're not worried about quad chaining, you know, Chaos Wave Awaken or anything like that. And graviton cannon is it's a fairly long chain as well, but I'm still gonna start ExDeath first and then start my chainers, all right? All right, so you see that HP lock. All right, and that's at every level. That's at level 1, 2, 3, 4, all of them. She will lock at 90%, and then she summons Forza, and then you can finish the battle. So you see there, Galuf ignored all that magic damage. It was all elemental. So you see the 50% imperil there. So ice was his lowest resistance at 150, so he's still got 100%, good to go. All right. Okay, so now we can actually finish out the fight here, but it's going to take pretty much the rest of the time. We'll get it done in 5 turns, though. All right, so now Gilgamesh is going to break Imperil, break again on Forza. All right, Bart's is going to go ahead and do Blessed Wind Crystal for the amp. ExDeath is going to use his buff. Faris is going to do her LB for the, sorry, what am I trying to say here? For the field, the wind amp field. And then Galuf is just going to use his 75% general mitigation. That's just to make sure, you know, he doesn't have to worry about dying. All right, now we shouldn't really have to worry about Magissa. I mean, really, we shouldn't have to worry too much about either one of them. They're both gonna, they both should die. The only thing is to make sure you keep re-upping the full break, Gilgamesh's full break on each of them, because it only lasts 3 turns. And so, you know, I'm just gonna swap back and forth each turn and do Magissa and Forza just to make sure that that's always up. All right. Bart's is just gonna, from here on out, he's just gonna be feeding ExDeath elixirs because there is no item mission, so we can just feed ExDeath, and then we'll just do our triple graviton chains again. All right, Battle War Tactics. ExDeath will Meteor. All right, and 3 turns of meteors should wipe both of these bosses out, even though we're going against, you know, the non-ideal element here. Yeah. All right, yeah, we should be good here. So there's some of those the fixed attacks, like I said, but yeah, Galuf is bulky enough, especially with that 75% mitigation, that we shouldn't have to worry about that at all. So we're basically just going to reload and repeat here. All right, Gilgamesh will re-break Forza. We might kill Forza on this turn. You know, Magissa, like I said, she has that innate 50% wind resistance, but she's still, actually it's not going to show it up because it's not that high, but she still has some, you know, some wind imperil on her. All right, so we'll focus on Magissa and just see how she does. Okay. Forza's almost dead. All right, so yeah, one more turn of that, and we should be good to go. I'm just going to check and make sure. Oh yeah, it's never going to show it up because they're just not. But they should still have the wind imperil, right? Yep, lowers all that stuff. Okay, very good. So yeah, basically just reload and repeat. We'll just re-break Magissa. All right, she should still have the wind imperil. Yep, we should be good to go. And this should finish the fight. All right, wish me luck. There we go. All right, easy peasy. Like I said, it'd probably be an easier time if you had Lenna using the fire field and you went fire element. You just have Galuf imbue everybody on turn one, have Lenna put up her field. Fire's probably a better way to go. Or you just bring the new free unit Kelger. Kelger can probably take it down no problem because he's mainly physical damage. As expected, ExDeath doing all the damage on that one. Easy peasy. All missions. And there you go. All right. Hopefully that was helpful to you guys. You know, I like to just try and use the same units. If I can get away with it, I like to not have to shift my units around too much. So that's how you get it done with the same units we used last week. Hopefully it was helpful to you guys. And stick around. I'm going to do an Esther clear of the latest 12 types trials against the Iron Giant. I've got that coming up later on today. So stick around, stay tuned. That'll be coming up soon. And I will see you on the other side.